G'day everyone, it's PapaNerd here, back with another quick unboxing. Now I was browsing through one of our local game shops today and I came across this sitting on the shelf. It's Doctor Who Exterminate the Miniatures game. Now I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan, but I hadn't heard anything about this coming out. I checked Board Game Geek, and while there is an entry for the game, there's absolutely nothing on the forum. So I was a bit intrigued and decided to take a look. It's from Warlord Games. Now they're a fairly small miniatures company. Their other big IP release was the Terminator Genesis miniatures game, which probably wasn't helped by the fact that the movie was a bit of a dud. This is a much bigger IP. I'm actually surprised that we haven't heard a lot more about it. It seems to be part of an overarching storyline called the Time Vortex, which will incorporate this system into it. There are a couple of expansions. One was Missy and the Cybermen, the other one was Davros and the Daleks. I haven't got them yet because I want to see what the base game was like before I plunged a bit more money into it. So it says it's two of the Doctor's most ancient and relentless foes, the hateful Daleks and emotionless Cybermen, clash as they seek to fulfill their own nefarious ends in this fast-paced tabletop miniatures game. Amongst this titanic conflict, the Doctor protects the Time Vortex the only way he knows how, with ever-changing companions, the TARDIS and a sonic device. Take control of either the Daleks or the Cybermen. Pit your wits against your adversaries as you attempt to gather resources vital to your plans before they fall into the hands of your opponents. Build your force from a variety of options and recruit other factions to your cause, whatever it takes to ensure you have the advantage over your foes. An eternity of adventures awaits you. So, makes it sound quite exciting, doesn't it? The core box that I have here contains 12 easy fit plastic Time War Daleks, 12 easy fit plastic Cyber Legion Cybermen, 14 plastic Cybermats, a double-sided 36-inch by 36-inch battle mat, card scenery, 34 recruitment cards, 56 adventure cards, 36 battle cards, a 16-page rules booklet, 12-page adventures booklet, 24-page guide to the Time Vortex booklet, 10 combat dice, 2 quick reference sheets, a card ruler, and 59 card tokens. So for a small box, they seem to have packed a lot into it. I haven't actually opened it yet. So let's see what's in there. So let's see what we got in the box. Alright, we have a rules booklet. Quite nicely illustrated. It's fairly comprehensive. A guide to the Time Vortex. Now I think the Time Vortex is the overarching storyline that all the games are going to be incorporated into. You can see they're talking about the Time Vortex. I'm not sure exactly what. Well, there's some scenarios here, so I guess that's what the Time Vortex in regards to this particular game takes into account. What else we got? Adventures. So it explains. No, it's a solo scenario, so it's solo playable. That's actually quite good. I didn't realise that. As I said, I know nothing about this game at the moment. I haven't had a chance to really look through it, but once again, it's quite nicely presented. Exterminate, the turn. These are the reference sheets. You've got one for the Cybermen and one for the Daleks. I don't know if there's much difference between the two, but it means you each have your own reference sheet for the game. Ad book for other Warlord Games. I think Bolt Action is the main game that they put out. It's their own IP. Antares, Black Powder, Hail Caesar, Pike and Shot. So they're very much a standard, or Project Z, there's a zombie one, but they're very much a standard wargaming company. So this might be a little bit out of their field, but it looks as though they may do well. So these are plastic miniatures. They're on sprues, and as you can see, they do require putting together. I'm not actually a much of a war gamer or a miniatures gamer, so putting stuff together isn't my favorite thing. Yeah, but they look like they're fairly decent miniatures. They're nice and detailed. I think you can make that out there. Also on the sprue, you've got little Cybermats. They're the little little sort of Cyberman cockroaches that run around. There's a few there. There's some free ones as well that you can stick onto the stand. So you've got 2 sprues of Cybermen, which is a total of 12. Then you've got 2 sprues of Daleks, which is another 12. Once again, they're all in three separate pieces. Now, allegedly, these are what they call push-together miniatures, which means by rights you shouldn't have to glue them together, which saves a bit of mess, a bit of hassle. But these are a nice gold colour, so the Cybermen are silver, so if you're not really the painting type, they're pretty much ready to go, but they'll easily paint up, and as I said, the detail looks quite nice on these, so if you're the miniature wargamer type, I think you'll actually quite like those. Just a plastic base that's come loose. Deck of cards. At the top we have the Doctor, 10th Doctor, if I remember rightly, yeah. Adventure cards, Alonze. So this one seems to be heavily based around the 10th Doctor. Oh, we've got the Silence, the Jadoon. So these guys are all incorporated Zygons. These guys are all incorporated into it somehow. Wilfred, Donna Noble, Martha Jones. So yeah, as I said, very much 10th Doctor oriented. I did see in the store when I bought this that they had a miniatures pack for the 12th Doctor and his companions, so obviously they are planning to extend what Doctors are covered. Some more cards here. What have we got here? Cyber Leader. So the cards seem to be mixed up, like battle card, adventure card, battle card. So I think I'm going to have to sort through these and figure out how the decks go together. But they're quite colourful, nice big numbers. More instructions on the back for how the cards work. So battle card. So it looks like it's a fairly simple system. And we've got a whole bunch of dice, custom dice, with 1, 2, 3 different symbols. So shield, lightning bolt, and an explosion. We've got another little platform that's come off. Quite large playmat. It was 36 by 36 inches. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see this one. Oh shit. Alright, it's thin paper. Be careful. Right, so that looks like a sort of a space station type setting, and then over the back we've got planet terrain. Along the edge of each side is some sort of marker scoring or time turns. And then we have a card, or a couple of punch-out cards, one with some scenery, including, of course, the TARDIS, and then some whole heap of tokens and a measuring ruler. And that seems to be it. So the terrain's reversible. So you've got the planet terrain on one side and the space station terrain on the other. So that looks to be about it. Hopefully I'll be able to get this to the table sometime fairly soon. As I said, just looking at the cards, looking at the rules, I don't think it's going to be too complex a game. So hopefully I'll be able to get it to the table fairly quick and get an idea of how it plays. But overall, I like the look of it. The miniatures are very nice. Warlord are also doing a range of pewter miniatures. The 12th Doctor series that I mentioned earlier is actually in pewter. The Missy and the Cybermen and Davros and the Daleks, I didn't actually notice whether they were pewter or if they're plastic, the same as these ones. But plastic miniatures in this one, and they actually look quite nice. Whole heap of cards, bunch of instructions and scenarios. So quite a lot packed into a small box. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with this. So there you go. Doctor Who, Exterminate, the miniatures game.